What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Bulls Latest. Your host, Matt Johnson here. Wanted to kick off this Friday show talking about Modest and what the Bulls' plans are for him this summer. They kick off their Summer League schedule tonight at 7 p.m. against the Toronto Raptors. Fans will get their first glimpse at 12th overall pick Noah Senge, who will coincidentally battle one of the Bulls' 2025 draft cycle targets, 9th overall selection Colin Murray-Boyles in the Toronto Raptors. So, for Modest, after finishing last season as a starter for the Bulls, he'll look to most play 2 games during this Summer League slate, so that's where he's going to cap his minutes, is 2 games during this schedule. If it was up to him, he would play every single game of this tournament, but he isn't going to fight the front office for more minutes here. I think all in all, it'll be an enjoyable glimpse of what Buzelis and Asenge sharing the floor in a sped-up, mistake-encouraged environment such as the Summer League will bring to the Chicago Bulls. It's going to be an exciting moment for this franchise to get to see them on the floor. At last, I think the duo is an awe-inspiring combo of length, and at the forward spot, they're sure to bring plenty of energy and defensive playmaking, which I'm excited to see from this pair. I think there's a lot of promise when it comes to both guys. Now, Noah Senge is more of a raw prospect. We'll get to that in a bit here. But in his second season and during his first full offseason in the NBA now, Modest Buzelis has a lot of promise, and I'm excited to see him, even though it's going to be 2 games that he's going to suit up for. I'm excited to see what he looks like during that time on the floor. So, we'll get into more of Modest Buzelis in a bit here and more of a Summer League preview for this Bulls team, but I wanted to shift gears real quick and touch upon a guy that the Bulls have been dealing with now since extending him and giving him that big extension is Pat Williams, and there's been no dice on a Williams trade partner. It is reported across multiple outlets the Bulls have been attempting to find a trade partner. There seems to be zero interest in the guy. Obviously, him being under contract through 2029 with the Bulls, he's going to be making $18 million annually, so the Bulls knew this wasn't going to come easy, and I think they are obviously regretting tying up Pat Williams to that money, and that's why they're taking their approach that they are with Josh Giddey, is because they learned from that, and finally the front office is doing something right and kind of using their assets to their advantage when it comes to the Josh Giddey situation. But of no surprise, they can't find anyone who's willing to take a stab at Pat Williams there. We'll continue to watch those chronicles move forward, and if he's going to find himself in a Bulls uniform next season. If he is here, one can hope that he does build upon something and gets his season off to a good start this coming year with the Chicago Bulls. It's been a real lackluster performance for him since being taken by the Bulls in the first round. There was promise there before he got his extension. I think he was a good piece and showed some promise there, but then has just not lived up to his contract to this point. So, I'll keep eyes on that for you guys to see if Pat Williams and any chatter continues in regards to him possibly moving. But let's shift gears here. I wanted to get into the Bulls and the Summer League preview for them. I wanted to go over a few things to watch for this team during this summer schedule. The first being Modest Buzelis. He could dominate. Now, he's arguably the franchise's most important building block at this point. So, this has been his first full NBA offseason. Rumor has it he's taking full advantage. Even teammate Ayo Dosunmu made comments and shared with Chicago Sun-Times Joe Cowley that Buzelis turned heads during workouts in LA this summer. So the Summer League is another perfect example and a great time for Buzelis to show how far he's come offensively. I think it's a great opportunity for him to kind of prove how far he's come in just a couple of months during this offseason. Look out for Buzelis to push the ball up the floor and then even operate as a pick-and-roll ball handler at times. I'm excited to see that, especially being on the floor with Noah Senge. If the team plans to give Buzelis a larger offensive workload this coming season, now's the time to fully hand him the car key, so to speak, and see what it looks like. I think it's a great chance for the Bulls to implement him into that larger role that he's going to have in this upcoming season starting tonight. So we'll see. I know he's only slated to play in 2 games according to reports for the Bulls, but excited to see what he brings in those couple appearances there. The next big piece for the Bulls during this summer league is going to be Noah Senge, obviously. Let's see how comfortable he looks. Seen as one of the bigger rolls of the dice in the first round of the draft. He's a very raw prospect there. To be clear, we'll not have an answer after the summer league on him, so a lot of Bulls fans are going to be eager to see him produce right away. Hell, we're probably not even going to see the results we want to see through training camp, possibly the preseason, and then give him the entire 2025 and 26 season. I mean, he deserves more than 1 year in the NBA before people think about drawing conclusions on the guy. So give him time. Give him the summer league to develop. Give him a full season and preseason in the NBA to see how he looks there. I think, it doesn't mean the summer league can't tell us something about a Senge that, the Bulls took a shot at in the first round. I think while Senge is not going to use these 5 games in the summer league to drop the raw label, I think at least he can give the front office an idea of his current feel for the game at the NBA level. So I'll be curious to see if he actually appears more polished than some of the one-and-done college talent guys following those 2 years that he played in Germany. So with all this in mind, there's no one skill set I'll be looking for on a Senge. I think the whole point of these next 2 weeks will simply be to learn who he is and how he currently likes to play. So I'm excited to kind of learn more about Noah Senge as we move through this summer schedule. I'll be watching something in specific when it comes to him, his defensive footwork. Is he staying in front of other explosive athletes? Does he understand where to be at the right time? Those are 2 big elements to an NBA game, especially as guys are super young, transitioning from the international game. So we'll continue to watch that. I'm excited to see how he looks during this summer slate. So he's going to be a big piece of what to watch here. To go along with that, Lachlan Olbrich. Is Lachlan Olbrich an NBA player? Obviously, the Bulls selecting him in the second round at 55. He should be fascinating to watch. Is he going to look the part alongside real NBA level size and athleticism? Whether or not he's a true fit for this league remains a fair question, and we'll continue to watch him and see how he plays in this summer schedule. These upcoming 5 games should at least tell us if he deserves the 2-way contract at the least. So another guy to keep your eye on. So keep an eye on both draft picks along with Matas Buzelis. And then the funnest, or the most intriguing part of this summer league slate for me is going to be, could there be someone of pleasant surprise outside of Buzelis, Senge, and Olbrich? There's 11 other players who see the court over the next couple of weeks. The goal for each of these guys is the same, and that's to get noticed. I think the Bulls will reportedly have their 3-way contract spots filled. Obviously, Caleb Grill, Emmanuel Miller, and Olbrich have signed 2-way contracts. So teams are always willing to swap these out, though, and that's the interesting part here. Somebody can have a spot on a 2-way deal and a chance to prove themselves this summer. I think a name to watch here is Yuki Kawamura. He'll be one of the main players here as a guy who wants to prove himself again. He's a fiery, savvy playmaker. He averaged nearly 8 assists last season in the G League and shot 40% from 3. At just 5'8", he's a guy who is a fan favorite in the Memphis organization. So I think the Japanese player has a lot of intrigue. I'm excited to watch him play, and he should get some valuable minutes during this summer league schedule. Another guy, Wook Poplar, I think an interesting name. He signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Bulls after 4 NCAA seasons. He's a physical guard who will battle for rebounds inside and splash threes from long range. So another guy, Wook Poplar, to watch. Also, Jameer Young. This guy, I know I talked about Primo and his troubles in the league, and I talked about that an episode or 2 ago. Primo is going to be a guy to watch, but also Jameer Young, he has a chip on his shoulder. Signed a 2-way deal with the Bulls last season. The former Maryland standout returns after finishing as the 12th leading scorer in the G League. So he put up numbers in the G League when it came to scoring. So he has an opportunity to prove himself to this Bulls organization as well. I'm excited to certainly watch that take place. Give these young guys a shot. That's what the Summer League's all about. Obviously, you have your cornerstone pieces in Noah Senge, but there's a lot of situations where guys are playing for jobs, and I think that's one of the more fun parts about the Summer League is you truly see the grind for these guys trying to make a roster, and I think it's a great chance for them to do that out in Las Vegas. So overall, I just wanted to give another Bulls-Raptors preview tonight. The Bulls are currently sitting at +6 against Toronto at +215 on the money line. The total sits at 174.5. So if for you guys who want to wager on this game out there, I know the Summer League is a very small market when it comes to that, but I would take the Raptors -6. I think based on their deeper Summer League roster and backcourt, they definitely have a defensive advantage. I'm excited overall just to watch how this Bulls team develops, but if you're looking to get an angle on how to play this game, take the Raptors -6. They should be able to cover that number against the Bulls. I'm certainly excited to watch this kickoff tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. And again, I want to thank all you guys for joining me on another episode of Bulls Latest. Let me know what you want to see in the comments from the Bulls this summer. What guys do you have interest in? What guys do you want to see get a shot to make this team? What do you think of Noah Sangay? Are you all in on this guy? Are you excited? And then Modest Buzelis, do you want to see him play more games this summer? Are you okay with him getting 2 nods or 2 games to play during this slate? And let me know your thoughts here. So again, I want to thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Bulls Latest, and we will talk to you next time.